Good evening. This is Ken at Tortoise Capital with a review of the weekend slide deck for swing trading, looking at elements of the Dow 30, the ETF 30, and some of our favorites. We'll take a look at the context of previous trades and some important price levels. Red dots when we're selling, green dots when we're buying, blue vertical lines when we are stalking it or the entry or the exit of a trade. These yellow boxes tend to be areas of price support and resistance that stand out to me. In some cases, they mark off congestion areas. We have the Bollinger Bands based on 30-period lookbacks, plus 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations, plus or minus 1, 2, and 3. Thick red lines, 200-day moving average. Thick purple line, the 270-period regression line. The green is the 90. The black is the 30. The 10 is the RL10. The dragon is the 10-period simple moving average with a 10-period Bollinger Band plus or minus a half. That's the dragon. Then you notice the PSAR, parabolic stop and resistance. I use the volume weighted average price, volume at price on the left-hand side. And then down below, we've got the moving average convergence divergence, the MACD histogram, or the MACD, if you will, the 30-10 with a 5-period moving average and a 30-period Bollinger Band with one standard deviation on it to give us an idea of the seasonality of that MACD histogram. That helps us understand the dimensions of the RLCO framework. So, by way of introduction, there we are. Heading now into Alcoa. Actually, what I want to start with is SPY. Let's get the market sector first. So we're looking at daily charts, and we're looking at the look-back periods of 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 days. The big yellow box is a 30-period trading range from high to low. And you see we've got that marked off with sort of like automatic buy and sell signals at those high points. The orange box is a 10-period trading range high to low, and this other yellow box is the one-day high to low, and each one of those represents a support and resistance level that could trigger a potential trade. The PSAR, the dragon in the middle, we are at a double top, and then the swing move down in the dragon marks off the statistically significant range of that move. It's going basically from 294 to 278, so 16 points on 300. That's about a 5% sell-off from the peak to the valley, and then back to the peak where it found support. Found resistance, and then failed. Came and found support at the 90-period regression line in the bottom of the dragon, then a 1-2. So this is looking favorable for the long side as it tests the all-time high. The PSAR has been in effect for quite a while, so that's really been a significant move of one leg, pause, two legs up, and finding support where it should find support at the edge of the river, at the bottom of the dragon, at the edge of the PSAR. That would be a normal pullback. The blue line represents the opening price on last Monday, and what we noticed during the week is that whenever price is above that Monday opening, it's been a good week. When it gets below that Monday opening, like it did earlier in this week, then there is cause for concern, and that caused us to take some positions off the table this week, although we do like the fact that it found a nice orderly support here at like 291. In the seasons of the MACD histogram, the zero line is important to us. Everything when price is above, when that signal line is above that line, we are having a long side bias. When it's below this solid line, we have a short side bias. The four seasons are fall when it's above the zero line but starting to fall. Crosses into the winter when that signal line goes below the zero line. It's a good time to be short, as you'll see. When the summertime, the line is above the zero line and rising, so summer, a really good time to be long. And then, so we just entered the fall. This is a time when we are careful about preserving profits, but we're also looking for like an Indian summer where it could take off again. So we're in that position right now. We've had 2 legs up. This could be the pause that refreshes, finds support at the logical level, and then a retest to 297 would not be abnormal. The red lines are support levels, which used to be resistance levels. And if price fails through there, then that becomes like a price ladder for targets on the way down, places where we'd look at adding positions. The long-term buy and hold estimate of fair value is that RL270, which is placed right now at 281. It's just slightly above the 200-day moving average. So whenever you see the RL270 better than the 200-day, that's sort of an indication of a bullish move overall. And the fact that the 90 and the 10 and the 30 are all above the 270 and they're all rising should be seen as favorable. But again, we've had a nice long run in the summer, just starting the fall. This is a place where resistance could certainly come into play. The last time that it failed at this price level, that's where it came all the way down in 1 pause, 2 legs. So the next support level, that support level at 288 to me looks pretty important. Okay, so let's get back to the individual symbols now. Alcoa, long decline, opportunity short, an owl entry long, took it when we could, didn't fail through the dragon. PSAR flipped, the RL30 continues to rise, so we buy a continuation pocket after a successful owl, still looking good. I am thinking about raising my stop up here to the spine of the dragon, maybe even no lose, but I want to be about here. My price target is here at this last resistance and congestion area. If it gets through 25, then I'm looking to add in a second position and then a third position and a fourth position. Apple has sold off like the market. Owl entry, second position when it found support at the edge of the rising dragon. That was very good. It got through our targeted 50% retracement. I'm probably going to raise my stop up to about here, though. I want to lock in gains on that second position. AXP, RLXT entry, I consider that an owl. A second position with the after the doji that found support in the dragon, a continuation pattern. I was slow to exit. On my better days, I'd be exiting up in here, but I exited at the 200-day moving average. It sold off, found support at the bottom of the dragon. Summer continued strongly, so we got back in. Second position, third position. Those all started off as intradays. They had favorable moves, and we kept the piece overnight with those as the average entry. So our average entry is about 1030. We did at 1067. We're in good shape. I'd be looking at moving my stop up into about halfway up there so that all three are in the money. I'll add a fourth position above this resistance over here. Campbell's Soup. Next. It had been at a downtrend. We bought the gap. I should have been better and exited up in here, but we got a scratch. Got short at the RLXD. Had some congestion when it broke down. Added a second position. It sold off, found support, and showed some buying pressure. I think I'm going to bring this to no lose plus dinner for 2 and be right about there, and that'll scratch it. I don't know that I want to go long. I think I probably do, so I'm going to make that a stop and reverse right here. And if I get long there, then this price target on the way down will then become my support level. Cisco's just been really hard to trade. Tech's been great, but Cisco hasn't been. This was a reasonable gain, then a scratch, then a second scratch, and I took the opportunity here. And I've just left it alone. It's just been too choppy. This is a much better intraday trader in the last week, as you'll notice the size of the real bodies in these expanded range days. So it's been very good for intraday trading, but the swing trade has been difficult, and you see that in the oscillation of the dragon. So primarily a intraday trader. Cut timber correlated with the economic cycle. Breakdown, found support, owl entry, pocket entry 1, pocket entry 2. All systems go. Still targeting the 200-day moving average. We got 3 positions in. I'm going to bring my I think my stop should be right about here. As soon as I can get this third position in the money, I'll do that by following it up. I'll add a fourth position here and a fifth position above. So all systems good. We went from the winter to the spring owl. Across the zero line, that's why we get that second position in the summer on continued strength. So we're still in the summer. Looking good. Chevron, 2 positions long after the owl cashed. I am going to set this one up. I think there's better ones, but I would be willing to go long here or short here and using each one of those as the stop. That for the energy sector. Diamonds, DIA, we had 2 scoops in, beautiful exit. It held up pretty well here, not quite as strong as the S&P, but it ended in a doji. I'm willing to buy that breakout. I'm willing to short that on the down tick. This was our exit right here. I would look to add another position if it gets above the hump of the RL10. So let's have that move, and then it's free and clear. I like that. Disney, 2 positions long, cashed. This has been kind of just a consolidation area in here like that. Not much to recommend it. If I had to, and you don't have to, by all means, I think I would be looking to frame this here and probably like that. I think that's what I would look like. Ready to go in either direction if it breaks out of that yellow box, but not beforehand. I'm working on the industrials 3 times bull here. That's like the XL series, but triple leveraged. Missed this move. Experimenting with the swing here. I think I'll have my stop right here. Excuse me. There's my entry. Here's my initial stop. On the breakdown, I'd be looking at the return to the Bollinger Band mean on the upside. I think the peak of the RL90, I think, and the all-time swing high. That's our target to the upside. I would go short that if that fails. Devon Energy next. 2 scoops in on the owl and reinforcement, and then a nice cash. I like this here for the next trade. I think our target's going to be up here. Get this stuff out of the way. This is what our trade frame looks like now. Ready to play the breakout in either direction. Mexico has been tough, but I like the short side because we have 2 lower highs, 2 lower lows, and the dragon and breaks through this support at 43. It's Katie barred the door to the downside, and the RL270 rolled over, getting ready to test that PSAR. So I like the short. My stop on that is going to be like right there. Excuse me. Okay. Brazil. We are flat on Brazil right now. I think I would be treat that as the support and resistance. We'll get long here. Short approximately there, targeting the Bollinger Band mean, and then the 200-day moving average on the downside. If it gets above 45, I think we'll add a second position. That one's trickier. Facebook, 2 longs at cash, a long that with the fractional loss resumption on the long side with the stop here. First target, second target, adding at each location. GE, a long and a cash. I'm sorry, we got our second position in and then broke down that day, so we just cashed. The rest of the market was weak. It stabilized here at the PSAR and above the RL270 and the Bollinger Band BB mean. So got long here on Friday, looking to add and add. Goldman Sachs, 2 positions long, had the gift, so this is where we got to lock that in. I'll add a 3rd position up here. I like the fact that the Bollinger Band is just starting to expand, and it's testing the peak of the dragon over here, so that's why I kind of like this one tentatively. Home Depot, we get 3 into that one. Beautiful exit. Held support at the PSAR and the edge of the dragon, and got long on this one again right here on Friday. Looking to add here and here. Our stop has got to be right there. So that's what we're looking like here. This is our entry. IBM, still long and strong. We're going to raise our stop here to the bottom of the dragon. Nice cash, second one cashed. I will go long here or short there in Latin America. There's other better ones. So 2 scoops short, covered, owl entry. This one is slow at Intel, but the semiconductors have been reasonable, but it's almost becoming dead money. So let's tighten up that stop here. Where would I add a 2nd position? It's got to get above the fair value. So let's wait till we get out of here above the Z3. Russell, owl entry, covered beautifully. Slow to get in, but I like this okay on Friday. With this here, stop here. Target the top of the let's see, the Z3 and the top of the hump of the dragon right about there. That's our target. That's where I'll add a 2nd position. Real estate, got long and cashed, short and covered. 2 really good trades. This one also makes a nice intraday move. I'm ready to get long here, short there, with targets here and target there. Okay. 2 scoops long on Johnson. I missed an entry here for the 3rd one. That would have scratched anywhere where I exited. So I missed the getting short, but I really didn't really like this short. So I will get long here, short here, and upside target. I think I'm looking at that. Downside, this I would add a 2nd position here. And a 3rd short position if it broke out a Z2. Okay. JP Morgan just got long on the owl, dead money, missed this one. 2 sideways. There's other better things. Coke finally gets short. I missed this entire grind. And now that we had a decisive breakdown, this is where I will get short. Tomorrow, if it breaks down, I'm going to say below that piece. Yeah, below the real body. Right here with the target here. I don't like this on the upside. The 2 chances to get long, and it really didn't. McDonald's, long in the pocket in cash. Long, still good. Let's move our stop up to here to lock in again. I think we should get long a 2nd one because it's free and clear if it gets above that Z2. All right, so there we are. Marijuana, tried this one long. Half an hour loss. Still in this, tight congestion zone. Don't really like this one yet. Short here. Got to be there for long. I'll set it up, but this is not one of my old reliables yet. So, and it's still so new. So we're still learning how to trade this one, I think. And then our target to the upside would be the hump of the dragon. Okay, 3M, kind of dead money. let's put the stop at the PSAR for a scratch. This is where I would a second position, targeting the RL270. Mark had 3 scoops long and cashed. I really like that. The congestion zone is here. Really need to see a breakout of that. Can get short here and long above that. Okay. Targeting the Bollinger Band mean. Microsoft, 2 scoops long and cashed. Again, congestion these 3 days. I'll play the breakout of that. Target downside Bollinger Band mean. Second position long if it breaks above the peak of the RL10. NEO, we really enjoyed the downside, the short side trade. Scratched an owl congestion zone here. I'll still play that. Not afraid of that. And I think the upside is here, followed by about here. Nike missed the entry. Don't really like anything about this, but that doesn't stop us. There's our target. Upside target where I would add is above this, the highest point of the PSAR, and then probably at the peak of the dragon up here. So that's our trade frame there. Okay. Pfizer, 3 scoops long and covered, missed the breakout. I think we would go here and here for our entries with the stop, or with the target here at the RL270, I think. 3 scoops long on Procter, micro loss. Nothing to like about this on the long side, but a breakdown on the short side is possible with a stop at the, or with the target at the Bollinger Band mean, where I would also add the Qs right about there. That's our trade frame. Schlumberger, 3 long. We got to move our stop up to about here. This other, that entry was right about there, so we're at no lose right now. On the third position, the other two are well in the money. This is our target to the upsides. After we exited silver, still nothing to love. Scratch in semis, we're still long the re-entry, but moved our stop up here to the 1.5 day low, if you will, to keep that locked in. This is where I would add, though. Treasuries, we cashed 2 tactically. I think I would go here and here on the trade frames. Okay. And downside targets here, where I would add nice gain in Travelers off of 3 scoops long. Target to the upside. I'll go long there. I'll go short there. Two scoops long. Our stop, got to move that to here. I'll add a position. If it clears the PSAR, upside target is the RL270. Natural gas, the long micro loss recovered with the short, cashed a nice one, opportunity trade here. I think we got to go, I would go here and a breakdown play there. United Health. long, short, target here. The currencies, still learning how to do this one. Long, loss. Probably should have had stalking the owl, I think, right here. That would be about an owl with a stop here, and I'll go that in either direction. USO, we got to bring our stop is there. I'll go short there. I'll add a second position if it clears the resistance at the RL10. UTX. Short, long. Add a position if it clears, I think right about there. Verizon has been difficult to trade, very choppy, nothing to recommend it. Walmart, brilliant, 3 long, perfect. I will go long here and short there. Wheat and precious metals has been difficult. Made bank, micro loss, micro gain. I'm going to keep firing though. Staying with it. There's the trade frame. I wouldn't add until it clears all of this, until it clears that PSAR dot. I'd be willing to go short a second position if it breaks here. Win, we've got, it was 2 scoops short, covered, owl entry, still okay. We moved our stop up to here on Friday. I'll add a second position there, third position there. US Steel, long from here, moved our stop up here on Friday. This is where I'll add a second position. Two scoops long at XLB, re-entry on the breakout here, the stop here. I think I want to get that in the money. I had a second position there. Energy, long, still good. Move your stop to here. Finance, scratch, miss the entry, but I will take this one, but also get short here. With a target of the Bollinger Band mean, target of above resistance on the upside. So this is our trade frame, target and target. 2 scoops and a nice exit here on industrials, re-entry on the consolidation and expansion. I like that one. Let's move the stop maybe to break even. Let's see, consumer staples, 2 scoops, scratched the second one, made nice bank, missed the short side trade. I think I would get short here, long here, with that as the trade frame, and upside target right about there. Utilities, nice to observe. 2 scoops long and a nice gain on healthcare. I think I would get long here, short there, with a target here. We will make that a second short. Upside trade if it gets above that resistance. 2 scoops and a cash here on consumer discretionary. I like this one long and short here with a stop here. 2 scoops, exit, re-entered here. And we got to have our stop right there. Okay. ExxonMobil, just observing. I like this nice congestion area here though. So we'll get long here, short there. Target, target. XOP, hit 3 scoops short and a covered. That should have been an owl stop in reverse. I should have got that one on Friday. We will take the continuation and we'll go short there, or with a stop right there. Yep. Okay, so there we are. 60 charts, 20 in a few minutes there, in 30 minutes. So there we are. Keep your risk measured and your powder dry.